If you want to create a new project, you can come here and give it a try, and it will create a new fresh project. And then you can name your project whatever the name that you want. So, for instance, we can click on dummy project, rename it, and we can call it blog post. You can add description of the project. If you're planning to deploy to the whatever CMS you're using, whether it's Contentful or Sanity, you can come down here and you can say Contentful, and then you can add either access token, space ID, environment ID. So in case you want to design your schema, what you do actually you have to create models. And to be able to add model, you just right click on the canvas. In any area, you right click, you say add, and then you give it a name. So our model, for instance, could be author, and then I can right click and then I add another model, which is going to be called probably articles. Okay? And then you can add fields for each model that you have created. So for instance, as you can see now, whenever I select a model, it becomes expanded on the right plane, on the right pane, because every model that has been created, it can be seen on the right pane. And here at the top, you see it says all models. So if you check the all models, it means you'll be able to see all the models that has been created. But if you uncheck, you'll be able to see only active model that has been created. So, for instance, for author, then I can start adding fields for author by clicking add field, and I give it a name. So, for instance, this could be first name. You unfocused, and then you add another field. Could be last name. And there's one thing that I have noticed, like because most, for instance, both sanity and contentful, they have name of the field and they have ID of the field. So name of the field is the one which is not connected. They're not in chemicals. So this is the name of the field. But at the top, you can see there's a key or an ID for that field. So and field is in, I mean, IDs or keys are in camel case. So yeah, so that is first name, last name, and then you can add something else. Probably you can say profile pic or profile image. So as you can see now, we have data types. For each field, you can assign a particular data type. So you can see first name and last name a string, but when it comes to profile image, for instance, in Contentful or even Sanity, you have to upload an image. So you can come here and you can say string, and you can switch to something called media. So you can also assign to something like list, which will accept array of items. But now we want to create media, and you can accept also relationship to establish a relation. So you can say media, and it will change to media, as you can see. And also in validation, you can say either it accepts one asset or it accepts many assets. So it's up to you. So one asset, it means only one image will be assigned to it. Another thing is you can see these cog icons, which means configurations or settings, and you can come here to add some validations. If this field is required, then you can say this field is required. If it has to be unique, then you can say this has to be unique. But also you can assign minimum length and maximum length. So min and max, it means differently in each data type. So for instance, if it's string, then it has to do with the length of the string. But if it comes to images or assets, it means how many assets can be assigned to that field. That's the case. So yeah, so let's see what we have. Profile image, and then yeah, that's how you add fields. And also you can rename. You can, if you want to rename the whole model, then you can come to the at the bottom, and then you can click configuration icon, and then you can change the name of the model and the ID of the model if you want to. But also you can delete the model or you can delete the field. Also you can like if you select a particular um, you select a particular model, the active one, it's going to be expanded, the other one will be shrinked. So if I click this one will be active, expanded, and the other one will be closed. And also another thing, you can come here and you can say show the history of the schema. So every time that you design your schema, you can save the progress. So for instance, now I can come here and I can say save. Now you can see in the history we don't have anything. So if I save, oh, it's not saving. There we are. New schema has been saved. Good. So now you can see it has been saved and you can see the history of the schema. The first history has been shown at the top. So if I do any sort of changes, maybe I could move the articles somewhere here, and then it will want me to save again. So you say save, it will save until it appears at the top. So for the history, then you can either rename the history because now it is on time based, so you can change whatever you want. So I could say this is production probably, uh, or I can say ready to deploy, and you can give it a tag. It could be version 1.2 or 1.0, or you can give it a name like it could be production or staging, something like this, and you can give a description to it. So now I can be able to save. So now you can see the name has been changed and there's a tag of staging. You can delete it, and when you delete it, you can't come back to it. But also, you can use these eyes to view the previous design of the schema. You know. So yeah, so this is how basically how you deal with designing your schema.